McLovin has Against the Grain coming up, but he has to come up with a poll question before I let him do it. And I guess he wants Michelle Beadle for some role-playing for Against the Grain. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, but it's not like you're not going to be a nurse or anything. It's going to be
That's probably
sports
good.
related.
Of course.
She's well, you're still employed by the mothership. Michelle Beadle joining us in studio, but you have the last episode of Sports Nation that you taped.
Well, it's weird. Well, yeah, we taped the last episode yesterday, but technically the 31st was my last day, so it's tricky.
Do you kill Colin in the final episode?
Somebody dies.
They do.
Yeah.
Somebody's career dies? Or?
Well, that remains to be seen, but yeah, somebody dies.
How long were you doing that?
3
show?
years. 3 years.
How did you survive up there for 3 years?
Well, I have Leroy Jenkins.
Your
which
dog.
Is, you know what? Here's the thing, and as I'm a single person in my 30s, that's a hard place to live. But if you have a family and you're settled, it's nice. My town was nice, but I lived in Farmington, or I live for the next 2 days. But yeah.
But there was one point where you went from doing a show that I don't know what kind of audience it had. But then something had to happen where somebody noticed it, and then all of a sudden you started to get a lot more attention.
Oh, are you talking about the Sports Nation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think at the very beginning, we were made fun of, and it was a lot of noises and silly graphics, and I don't know what happened. I think chemistry was. I think Colin and I worked well together, and for some reason that resonated. But our demographic was all over the map. I think 13-year-old boys, really big amongst 13-year-olds.
Did he make you likable, or did you make him likable?
I am so likable from the get-go. People don't understand that.
Really? Okay. Did you make him likable?
Yes, I made him so lovable.
That's hard to do, right?
It brought out a I knew Colin from radio. It was what it was. I always thought he knows this. I've said all this, so I'm not saying anything bad, but I thought he was misogynistic and, elitist, and we always laugh about it. And on TV, he just he got to laugh at himself more. So I think that worked out for the best.
But you grabbed the show. You, I think, took control of the show, that it wasn't his. It may have started as his.
Well, I think it started more of a vehicle for him, but I think as the time went on, it became more of a partnership rather than me just kind of being the quote-unquote host getting from A to B. I think it became more of two people hanging out.
How often do you think on a daily basis or weekly basis would you rip off this show?
Okay, here's the thing. I knew that was going to come in. I thought you guys were a radio show, so I'd never heard of you. Here's the thing, and y'all have a lot of really devoted followers on Twitter because I would get at least a few tweets a day. And you guys know how there are only a handful of stories in the sports world in a day that aren't super serious, that are able to be talked about in a light, kind of fun way. And we just happen to do the same thing. We didn't rip you guys off, I swear. And I got to the point where people on Twitter, I would have to just be mean. I was like, who? I don't know what you're talking about. And they would just, I'm sure you heard of it.
Yeah, but we were just joking about it.
Oh, I call them minions.
Why? They're millions, not minions.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong letter.
Yeah. She's Michelle Beadle, now going to NBC. Wait, give me the job description here. First of all, why did you leave a place like ESPN where careers are launched, formed?
I will say this. This was a hard decision. For anyone who knows me, I usually, whether it be relationships or jobs, I just leave. And when time's up, time's up. So this one was actually hard. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There were people crying yesterday. I may have been one of them. But I'm 36, and I knew whatever I signed next was going to be a 3-year deal because that's the norm. And I just want to be able to do more. I want to keep doing sports, and that's the thing. I'm not leaving sports. I'm still going to do it, but I'm adding entertainment, and I just feel like, now I'm going to have a chance to do a little bit more of everything.
So what's the main job here?
I am Access Hollywood, based out of New York, and then I'm doing the big events. So I'll be at the Olympics for a month, and in the fall, there'll be a brand new show, which I'll be a part of.
You're going to be with Billy Bush?
I am, but he'll be in LA.
You could take Billy Bush.
Like physically fight him? Yeah, I think I could actually.
He looks like a wrestler, though.
Well, the little guys tend to be, grapplers, and they're stronger than they look. But I think I'll be able to take this one. I haven't met him in person yet. We've talked via email and stuff, but I'll see him. I have the next 18 days off, and after that, it's back to work.
But you report for Access Hollywood, and you're going to do sports with NBC.
Yeah, which is nice. Yeah. And I get to live in New York again, which that was the biggest selling point for me.
What was the genesis behind Sports Nation that somebody had to go, okay, we're going to try to do this as a show?
It was 2 years in the making, and it was 3 dudes, Jamie Horowitz, Kevin Wildes, and David Jacoby. And everyone's kind of been promoted and moved and done things since. But for 2 years they were trying to get this show on the road, and it was supposed to be something for Colin, and that's what it was from the beginning. And I think they just wanted something different than what's on the network right now. You know, not necessarily two people fighting every day or arguing about everything, but also not serious.
But what was the fascinating part? That you knew everything about ESPN. You knew the stories. You knew people, books being written. What was the one? what was the one moment where you went in and you went, okay, I get this now?
Well, my audition, I auditioned only for that. I was brought in.
Yeah, but you had to be
that.
around everything behind the scenes, though.
Right, but I never. We were very isolated as a group, kind of like the black sheep or the bad kids, and we were at our own little pods, which is so funny. And we just kind of
did
our own
an
thing.
office.
I had a cubicle, but I never used it.
Yeah.
Ironically, the gift they gave me yesterday was being held at my desk this entire time, and I never saw it because I never went to my desk.
Wait, you got a going away present?
I got a beautiful photograph, big, huge framed photograph that was made up of thousands of little pictures, and yeah, everyone was bawling. I mean, it was embarrassing yesterday.
Why I didn't get anything when I left.
I got an hour-long special, Dan, and it ends with someone dying. So I mean, it's a really big.
Does Colin cry on your final show?
Not on camera.
Off camera?
He and I cried off camera.
Like hug?
Like hugged, and I mean, it was sweet, you guys.
Beadle, that's so sad.
No, it was sweet.
That's pathetic.
This is why I'm puffy today.
No, you were. You had your going away party.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't. I didn't do much.
Did anybody get liquored up?
I think a few people did. Yeah, but not anyone. No, the kids that work on the show. That's how they work.
Erin Andrews go?
Oh yeah.
She was there.
She was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened where all of a sudden Erin Andrews
I don't know.
comes up in conversation and then you start striking out at Erin Andrews?
But I didn't. That's the point. I was asked about a videotape, and I answered honestly. I had been at the company for 2 weeks.
Oh, her videotape.
Yeah, that's all. I've never hung out with the person.
Did you get called on the carpet?
What do you mean? Oh, to offices?
Yeah.
Yeah. Afterwards.
Did you hear from Erin Andrews?
No, of course not.
Were you suspended?
I've never said a word. No.
Oh, you
I
were
was not
suspended. Okay. Yeah. Everybody up there gets
Why would I
suspended.
be suspended?
I don't know. Everybody gets suspended up there.
All I did was answer questions I was asked. If being honest was the problem, I'm sorry for that. I didn't know. All I said was I saw the video. Apparently, that's like, you're not supposed to say that, even though everyone did.
But then you've also had a little digs at her.
And I really haven't. Here's what I think. I think you have two women in the same stupid industry, and for whatever reason, I think the idea of there being a cat fight is special. So even if I say anything, the assumption is there are things I think about on a daily basis and things that I don't. And I don't know why, for some reason, the assumption is that that's a part of my everyday process. It's really not.
Could you take her?
In what?
Could you take her?
Like a tug of war?
Fight.
I'm not really a fighter. My words are my weapons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could you out-talk her?
Yes.
You.
I could out-talk a lot of people.
You're
You
right.
knew you were going to try to get me in trouble.
No, I didn't. No, PR's listening.
I'm without a home right now for 18 days.
Well, they can't do anything to you.
No.
Right?
Well, no. I mean, no.
Were you told anything yesterday that they knew you were coming on this show?
No.
Did they know that you were coming on this show?
Yes. Some people did. Well, you guys put it on Twitter once it's on Twitter. Anything that's on Twitter that's it.
Well, that's how they get their news now?
That's how we all get our news now. That's how I get every piece of information in my life now.
Even when my minions reach out to you to say you're
100%.
ripping us off?
Yeah.
Hey,
nice show today. Glad you guys stole it.
But if you look at women in sports media now, the pressure of, because your window of opportunity,
Yeah.
like we can be in our
You guys.
50.
Yeah, you can. I know.
I can age.
I know you can age, and apparently
Yeah.
that's fine.
But-
I get wrinkles, and I've got to go find a new gig.
Yeah, but you got Botox. You're allowed to do
Oh,
that.
trust me. When I get back to the city, that's the first thing I'm gonna look into.
I like that you have a dog that's got a pug with all these wrinkles there.
That pug is one of the most handsome creatures
Oh, my God.
the earth has ever produced.
An annoying little dog. How about he gets a real man's bark there?
Hey, I brought you guys a wee-wee pad so he doesn't pee all over your stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought ahead.
Spurs fan, how about that?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think they're winning it all. I don't care about last night. Let's let them have
But
one.
you didn't think that earlier in the year.
I actually did. You know what? At the
But
very
you always
beginning,
pick the Spurs,
well,
right?
I thought the shortened season helped. As quote unquote the old team, which they're really not as old as everyone wants them to be. But I thought it would
Tim
help.
Duncan.
But-
he moves like I do.
I don't know what that means.
He's old.
No, he moves well.
I move like Jagger.
Oh God, I don't know.
Song I wrote.
By the way, Jagger doesn't move awesomely. That song's weird. He moves like he's having a moment.
In his 70s.
Thank you.
Yes, he did.
Now it's like, is he okay? I grab his tongue.
No, he's in his 70s, right? He was good in the 70s and in his 70s. You want to do role playing with McLovin?
Yeah, what
With
is
Against the
okay?
Grain?
So,
And don't go, what's against the grain? Because then you can make it seem like nobody at ESPN watches the show.
wait, do I get costumes for this? What is this? What do I do?
It's up
No.
to McLovin.
No, it's I wanted to make you feel at home. So this is something that is often used at ESPN.
Oh, here we go.
Did you ever want to punch Skip Bayless?
Here's what's great. He's on the screen right now in here, and I get it. I get the TV side because he's one way on TV. But all kidding aside, did you ever deal with him off camera?
Yeah.
Amazingly nice human being.
Yeah,
Very well prepared, very professional. Sent me
He's
a really
playing a
nice
role.
email. It's amazing. He's the first person people ask me about, and I'm like, he's actually very sweet
The
off camera.
first person?
First person, and then Colin. And then it really nothing after that.
No Hannah Storm or
No, but I love him.
Chris Berman?
I've never really dealt with Chris Berman.
Hey, this show, Sports Nation. Where's the fifth Beadle?
Oh my God, that's terrifyingly creepy, actually.
All right. Beadle's going to play role play with
gosh.
with McLovin.
I'm getting good
Hey,
posture.
do you want to sit in Fritzy's chair over there?
Is that what happens?
Fritzy's not here today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So he passed did he pass the kidney stone finally?
We don't have confirmation of that. iTeam's all over it.
Oh
Hopefully.
my gosh, how do you not know yet?
Well, he got released. He got released. Is he calling in?
Schefter's on the scene. He's going to beat us to the story.
Wait, did he get released or did he get released?
We're checking.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Seton.
I think he got released, but he said he still had the strainer with him, so that doesn't suggest
Oh, what does
anything
that
good.
even mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's our childbirth right there.
Wait a minute,
Kidney stones.
strainer. So you
Catch it.
Yeah, you
so
got to
you
catch
pee
it.
into the strainer, and
Yeah.
because they need to look at the stone
Right.
Yeah.
to find out.
We want to have it as a keepsake.
I actually want to. Are they big?
No.
Like pebbles?
Yeah.
Oh please, you guys are crying about a pebble. I mean, not that I've had a kid, but apparently that's much worse.
Well, considering where you're giving birth out of with that.
I know.
Yeah.
I
we
read
don't
about
get
it.
an epidural.
Well, you get something, don't you?
I didn't.
They give you a painkiller?
Well, they didn't give it to me. They gave me a beer. All right. Beadle and McLovin, this is a duo. It's like duets on ABC. So they'll be back there doing Against the Grain. We'll get to your phone calls coming up as well. And Fritzy, I guess, is going to call in. McLovin, what are you doing?
He's running around.
What do you got?
This is a prop heavy against the
Oh
grain.
man,
I know, again, it sounds bad, but it's not. Michelle, you're fine.
That should be great on
is this
radio.
like a 50 Shades of Grey? Like, what are we doing? Right there?
Well, you're used to props on Sports Nation, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Costumes.